that happens. So OpenStack-Helm it started out in 2016 as an open source project following some brainstorming at the Berlin Summit. And in 2017, it migrated from GitHub into OpenStack Infra, and then late 2017 became an official project. All right, I have rebooted.
Let me know when I can plug in.
Apologize for the technical glitch, folks. I'll talk fast, I promise. All right. I also have a hard copy, so you'll just have to see, Boy Scout. All right, so the mission of OpenStack-Helm is, because I don't have it memorized, to provide a collection of Helm charts that simply, resiliently, and flexibly deploy OpenStack and related services on Kubernetes. The goal here is to be able to run everything needed for an OpenStack cloud, including all of the dependencies, things like libvirt and MariaDB, as Helm charts on top of Kubernetes. It's working on it.
Is it still working?
Yep. Still working. It was working great just before the buzzer. All right, so in the Queen's release, we did a lot of the foundational work for OpenStack-Helm. And some of the things that we completed in the Queen's release were, first off, a straightforward developer experience. We wanted something that was easy enough for developers to be able to use the software without a lot of ramp up, right? So we put a lot of work into the scripts to be able to run OpenStack-Helm, a full stack of it, on top of a single developer laptop, right? A nice thing about that is that one of the big benefits is that you get to run what is, sorry, I can't talk backwards and launch PowerPoints at the same time. This will make a great story later. Come on. All right. Almost have it up, I promise. And then, there we go. All right, we also implemented Ceph-backed storage so that we could use software-defined storage in our Ceph layer for all of the OpenStack control plane services consistently. And we delivered the ability to assemble OpenStack components declaratively. So we have a consistent mechanism to, yeah, I don't know what's the matter with this thing.
Just try and turn the duplicate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just talk. All right, rich LMA support. We have a great LMA stack with documentation that Steve is working on. It's not merged yet, is it? Not yet. Close to being merged. Very developer-focused documentation, so you can stand up Grafana and the whole stack for both logging and for monitoring. Again, you can use this in your dev environment as well. It works very well. And support for Newton. That was the original target for OpenStack-Helm, and we've been building on it since that. And in the Queen's release, it was very much it was more than a proof of concept, but less than a production-grade system. It was a work in progress. In the Rocky release, we have been working toward a production-grade 1.0 release, and we plan to achieve that before the end of the Rocky cycle, to cut our 1.0 release. That will guarantee a stable interface as far as things like configuration and other kinds of potentially breaking changes go, so that they won't be breaking changes. We also are targeting LDAP integration across all relevant components. That is just about there. We are targeting, or we have implemented support for TLS inside of, TLS inside of the Kubernetes cluster. This is my boss. He's saving me. Inside of the Kubernetes cluster, so that, so that these things, services can talk to each other securely, as well as a strong level of resiliency across all components, but especially Ceph and MariaDB, because these are the foundation for the data persistence, right? So it's especially critical that those components be extremely resilient and solid. Support for upgrading, installing and upgrading from Newton all the way through master. That is our hope. We will be able to most likely support running all of these releases, but what we really care about is the ability to upgrade, because in real life it doesn't do you any good if you can install a version of OpenStack if you can't upgrade it. So we will get as close to master before our 1.0 release as we can from an upgrade perspective. And then we have a goal to onboard more contributors. So there are many of you here today, and I hope you will consider contributing to the OpenStack-Helm project. Beyond Rocky, future-looking work. We have put a lot of work into essentially our shared library of Helm helper functions and snippets and things like that that save a lot of time and reduce a lot of duplication in our Helm charts. We call that Helm Toolkit. And long-term, we would like to move some of that functionality outside of OpenStack-Helm, because a lot of it is not OpenStack specific. A lot of it is very relevant and useful across any kind of Helm charts that you may be writing. So that is a long-term goal of ours, to let go of some of this code and give it away so others can use it. We plan to continue working with other OpenStack projects to support cloud-native health checks across OpenStack components for OpenStack-Helm, as well as for other kinds of orchestrators who need to have a good idea of whether a component is alive, up and running, and healthy, or if there are any problems that should trigger something like a restart of the pod that it's running in. We also need to eventually round out the entire roster of OpenStack Helm charts that we support all of the different official and as many as the community would work with us to implement unofficial projects, get Helm charts for those, and to continue to take advantage of Kubernetes and Helm. These are still relatively young platform and tooling, so we want to keep up with and continue to use the features that they provide. And again, beyond Rocky, we want to continue onboarding more contributors. This is very important to us. A couple additional things is probably the biggest feedback we've gotten as a community project, biggest, I guess, suggestion for improvement is to have a more comprehensive public roadmap, community roadmap, right? And so as part of our Rocky plans, we are planning on onboarding to Storyboard, like many other OpenStack components. And we're going to use that as an opportunity to begin doing a better job of forward-looking scoping inside of Storyboard. That's something that we plan to continue to get better and better at. Oh, I should also say, beyond Rocky, we also want to be boring. We want to maintain stability, upgradability, and usability, because it is more important to us as a project to have a very solid platform that operators can depend on than it is to integrate, bells and whistles. So you could call that being boring if you're the kind of, maybe an operator if you think that stability, upgradability, and usability are exciting, in which case, good. We think the same way. We have also been very active in cross-project work, and this is another area that we want to continue to advance in as time goes on. We have a lot of integration with the Armada project, and Armada is what we would recommend as a way to deploy OpenStack-Helm or any kind of complex Helm-based deployment in real life. You can do it on the command line or via shell scripts in a developer environment or however else you'd like to. But for real-world automation, we recommend Armada for that. And we have multi-node Armada gates in the OpenStack-Helm CI already. We have been working with the Keystone team. There is a patch set out, not yet merged, that for Keystone, which leverages OpenStack-Helm as a gating technology so that Keystone is able to test its LDAP functionality, because we also have a Helm chart for LDAP, for some basic LDAP functionality that it can integrate with and test. Loki and Kola, of course, are the two official OpenStack container projects, and we aim to be agnostic of choice of container projects so that operators can use the one that makes the most sense for them. We have overrides that specify the things that are unique to each of those container projects, things like the actual containers that should be used, of course, as well as project-specific things like user IDs that need to be used, service user IDs. Airship. Airship is a new project that can be thought of as a sister project of OpenStack-Helm, really. And Armada is actually a part of Airship. It's a sister project in sort of two ways. One way is that it is in the same way OpenStack-Helm uses a declarative approach to define what your OpenStack looks like. Airship extends that to your entire cluster. And OpenStack-Helm can then run on top of the Kubernetes provided by Airship, or on top of kubeadm or any other bring your own Kubernetes. And Airship also leverages multiple of the Helm charts that OpenStack-Helm provides. And we aim for these OpenStack-Helm charts to be usable in either traditional cloud contexts or in onesie, twosie, or creative approaches such as Airship uses to get more reuse out of these charts and have to write fewer things from scratch. We are working closely with the Tungsten Fabric team, formerly known as OpenContrail. They have an SDN solution that integrates really well with OpenStack-Helm, and there's a presentation. I forget if it's tomorrow or the next day, but I recommend you go see that. It uses Tungsten Fabric and OpenStack-Helm together. And then finally, with Kubernetes, we are leveraging the work that Dims has been doing to integrate Keystone as an IAM solution for Kubernetes via a webhook callout. And so we've created a Helm chart for that functionality that the Airship project plans to use as well. So that was the meat of it. How to give feedback. We have the OpenStack-Helm channel. We have weekly meetings on Tuesdays. We use the mailing list, and that is my email up there. Feel free to shoot me a note if you have feedback, either as an operator or as a developer. And if you are a developer and would like to contribute, or if you're an operator, or if you are good at writing documentation, that is one of our biggest areas that we need to do a lot of work in the near future, is rounding out our technical documentation so that the software that can be and aims to be extremely simple and straightforward to use is extremely straightforward to use, because without the documentation, you just won't know where to start, right? We have a really good start on that, but there are more operational documentations left to go. So please come join our meetings, reach out to us in the chat, and say hi to me after the presentation here. All right, Q&A. Yes?
A couple questions. You mentioned
Oh, good question. The question was around Barbican and how does that sort of integrate into that whole picture. So we have a Helm chart for Barbican, and you can use that Helm chart to deploy it. If you're not familiar with it, it's the OpenStack API for secrets management. And you can use it in a traditional OpenStack context, the way you would with any other kind of OpenStack installer. But you can also use it if in other kinds of non-traditional cloud or non-traditional OpenStack scenarios. And that's how Airship uses Barbican. There's an Airship component for a site definition, YAML site definition, document manifest repository, essentially, inside of the cluster. And it uses a database for regular kinds of configuration, but it calls out to Barbican for secret management, so that that's encrypted within the Airship platform. And so that's sort of a non-traditional way to use, or at least a traditional OpenStack cloud way of using Barbican, but it's really easy to do if you use Helm charts and you declaratively inject your configuration as well as how you want these components to be wired together. Yes? Sure.
So for Airship, okay, I don't know, but for someone that uses like Puppet with Foreman, would it be like the Foreman part of it, or
I honestly don't use Foreman, so I can't speak to that.
like the centralized way of finding how things should look like? And then
Sure. So just a really quick overview of kind of that Airship-based approach to all the document or the YAML documents, right? So the things that you can define via these manifests, which are modeled after Kubernetes manifests because they did a really good job with them, that you can consistently model what your bare metal configuration looks like. What are your servers, and what are their characteristics, what are their labels, et cetera, as well as what are their networks and VLANs, things like that. And in the same set of documents, you can define what are the Helm charts themselves that I would like to deploy. Essentially, what are the components that make up my cloud or whatever I'm deploying, as well as all of the container definitions and all of the configuration for all of these services, and it allows you to put all those into one or more Git repositories, and then have you can use Git for versioning, right? And therefore you can, it facilitates continuous integration and the ability to test these things together and then deploy something that you know will work. Other questions?
Octavia support?
Octavia support is not yet there. There is work in progress on it. Pete, can you speak to Octavia support?
We had a work in progress for Octavia about 3 or 4 months ago, which fell by the wayside because the person working on it moved on to other things. There's preliminary support for the old school Neutron load balancer as a service, and I think an Octavia chart would be an excellent entry point for someone looking to come into the project, because we have a very solid framework around Nova and Heat and Neutron with the standard OVS and Linux bridge backends, which were in flight and fluctuating when the Octavia work was originally being done. So
Right.
we don't have it today, but it would be a very simple addition to add in OpenStack-Helm at this stage.
And I apologize, but we are at time, and we need to let the next group set up. But we'll all be outside if you'd like to ask more questions. Thank you.